Hello, loved ones. This is Matt Stevens, and I hope you're doing fantastic. I certainly am. We are keeping it that way. Last video, I said we always trying to keep it that way. And I was like, nope, we don't try anything. We just do it. So I'm not trying to keep it that way. I am keeping it that way, and I know you are too, dear loved one. Anyway, loved one, recently I have been talking about, well, I've talked about it for a long time about breaking away from the collective as an individual, sovereign, divine spark of the Creator, who is up until recently, I suppose, been part of the human collective as far as the collective consciousness. And that, and I realize we still have to live amongst them. Yes, of course. I mean, I'm not naive. I mean, right? Or maybe I am, but no, I'm kidding. Anywho, hey, loved one, before I continue, please give me a like on this video, big thumbs up and all that good stuff. It really does help with growing the channel. And also, if you would share, that would be fantastic too. If you feel that someone else would like to hear this, that would be fantastic. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. You may miss me getting, like I said in the last one, you might miss me getting knocked out by that thing one of these days because I keep like scooting back and banging into this shelf. And one of these days, I think I'm going to knock something over on myself. Hey, it'll be a great video, wouldn't it? So, yeah. It'll be funny anyway. Until, as long as I don't have a concussion. But, whatever. It's all good. So, anyway, loved one. Yeah, anyway, I've been kind of posed with an analogy with this whole collective consciousness and how we step away from it thing. And the analogy was pretty good. It's like, imagine a river with the current, pretty fast flowing current. And we, humans, are all in it. And we're just flowing along with the current. All just one big happy collective. And nobody's really thinking, nobody's really looking ahead. Everybody's just going along with it. Because that's what we do. We're just doing this, and that's what we do. Nobody's really thinking or looking ahead or looking to the sides or any of that. Until you come along and you're looking ahead and you're like, oh, there is a waterfall up ahead, and that means we, the collective, are heading for a disaster. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove myself from that. I'm going to take my divine spark out of this and maybe go to the shore, or at least go the opposite direction or something. Let's say we're going to go to the shore. It's like I'm looking over there. Yeah, there's high ground over there. I think I'll do that instead. That looks much better. So we can sit around and hope for that, right? But really that doesn't work. We have to get into action. We have to actually, we can have all the positive thoughts we want, but we do have to actually physically, because we live in a physical realm, we do have to physically get into gear. So what we will do is we will maybe swim over to the shore and get on the shore, and then we're going to walk towards that higher ground and leave the collective to their fate. I realize how selfish that may sound. Now, and we may at some point be like, well, I've got a lot of loved ones here. I've got people that are in my life in this flow, in this current. And I don't want them to go over the waterfall either. So you could try to talk to them, sure, but most people are going to be like, yeah, I don't want to rock the boat. I don't want to deviate from the plan. I'm just going to stay in my lane and just keep going with the flow. Just keep going with the flow of this current with the rest of the collective. So, yeah, are you going to have to just allow those that you love to go? Yes. However, you're not going to convince them by just talking to them. You could possibly convince them by being an example. So the best thing we can do for ourselves, obviously, is to swim to the shore and then begin walking in the direction of that hill, in a completely different direction than the collective whom we are among, in a completely different direction than they're going, with the hopes that they may notice you missing. They may realize where'd he go? What's she doing? And see you walking towards that hill and think, oh, that's different. That's not the route we are going. And then they may begin to think for themselves, much like you have. That's the hope anyway, right? But in either case, you have to, if you do not want to suffer the fate of the collective, you have to deviate from their course. And I realized that it's like, well, physically, Matt, I still have to live right here amongst them. They're my neighbors. I mean, geez, they're even my kids. They're my, all of that. I understand. However, I also understand that on a cosmic consciousness scale, however you want to look at this, I also understand that we, sovereign beings, we immortal souls, are on our own path, or at least we can be. The thing is that collective are moving as one unit. They are all staying in the flow. So, yes, that's what the collective, I've said it before, that each one of us are a divine spark of the Creator. Each one of us have the ability, have the power to be co-creators of the universe along with the big cheese, the big one. But we have to go and do it. Otherwise, we are still in the collective. We're still in that flow. We're still in the asleep at the wheel state. Yeah, state. That would definitely be a state. Just not a very good one. So anyway, loved one. Yeah. Hopefully, when you say, yeah, I got to go this other way. So you pull your divine spark out of that collective, and now you are just a consciousness made up of one spark. That's okay. Maybe a little bit scary because a lot of people think, well, yeah, I don't really want to deviate from this because we've got safety in numbers. So we think, or we've got this going on, we got that going on. Right. But we also know that how that goes. I mean, lambs led to the slaughter. I really didn't want to use that. I didn't want to say the whole led to the slaughter thing, but it is what it is. And I can't stand that saying either, that whole it is what it is thing. Because when we say it is what it is, it sounds like we're just accepting what's coming. But that is a thing for the collective. They are accepting what's coming. And sometimes we have to just let them go. But the only chance we have of influencing anyone is to break away. Go this different path. Go the different route. Go get out of the collective. Go get out of the flow. Get out of the current and go to higher ground. Where we can have a better reality. Have a better fate. And I realize some people are like, well, yeah, that doesn't really make sense, Matt, because, you know, that's a great analogy, except I'm still physically amongst them. If something happens to the human collective as a whole here on this planet, guess what? It's going to happen to me too because I'm right here physically. It's like, okay, fine. You may be right there. Maybe. I also know that we do supernaturally create our own reality. There are those cases where you will see a tornado completely ravage an entire neighborhood. But then there's that one house right in the middle that was untouched. Those stories are not that uncommon. That stuff happens all the time. I mean, look at Forrest Gump. Why did he end up being the only shrimp boat left? The rest of them got destroyed by a hurricane, but not his, because why? He was doing something different. He was going his own way. He wasn't following the herd. He wasn't staying in the current. I'm pretty sure everybody's seen Forrest Gump, so there's that. Anyway, loved one, yes, I'm going to encourage you to please chart your own course. Remove yourself, yourself, and I mean that in two words, yourself, your single unit of consciousness, your divine spark. Remove that from the equation. Go your own way. Chart your own path. And yes, I mean, like I've picked on law of attraction. It's not that it's not that I think it's wrong. I just think it doesn't go far enough. When they say think positively and vibrate correctly, and you got to feel it with your emotions, all of that's very true. Yes, because your emotions are an indicator of what your vibration is. So if you feel an emotion of excitement when you think of this that you are manifesting, then you're vibrating correctly. But it's not enough to sit on your couch and make sure you got that those good feelings and that good thought, positive thought. You've got to do physical steps. We live in a physical world, physical realm. We've got to make physical steps. That's just how it is. When we're not living in a physical realm, physical steps may not be, won't be necessary, I assume, at that time. But here we are. So they are. So we've got to swim to that shore and start moving our way up that hill. Anyway, loved one, that is what I got. If you would, if you haven't yet, please give me a thumbs up, all that good stuff. It really helps the algorithm to help spread these videos, this channel, and all that. I do want to grow the channel, of course. I mean, who doesn't, right? So I would appreciate you helping me do that. And so if you'd share all that good stuff, and let me know if I'm okay. I'm not just soliciting comments here. I really am. I really am curious. What are you doing to go your own way, or what have you done? What made you realize this is not it? This trajectory that we are all on is not okay. I've got to go this way. And hopefully I can lead by example. Hopefully I can inspire others to also do that. Yeah. So let me know what you've done there. Anyway, loved ones, that is what I got. I love you. I really do. And I'll be back directly.